Welcome to another EBX discussion. And I thank my brothers and sisters, family, soldiers, and soldierettes that might be joining in. I appreciate you. Real spirits recognize real spirits. And I give honor, always got to give honor to my ancestors, which are my grandparents, those powerful warrior brothers and sisters that transitioned, that got a lot of us to where we are, and my dad. May they all rest in peace and in power. And I honor my mom and all of our moms. And my mom still alive and vibrant. And may all our families prosper and everything we touch turn to gold. And welcome to lose oneself in that higher power and let the force be with you at all times. And it takes a lot of studying, takes a lot of time, takes a lot of patience, and takes a lot of paying attention to oneself to get to this point. Because once you lose yourself in that higher power will find you, and it will keep you, and it will lead you. And that higher power consists of Mother Nature, the great creator, and the universe. I always say all three, because these times in this spiritual warfare, we need all three forces. That's why I say, let the force be with you. And I know that sounds like something out of a movie, but when you experience that higher power, you know what it is. And we can never, and how we know, I'm going to say some ways, and I'm going to talk about some ways how we know that higher power has got a hold of us. Because we care about the important things like our family and things in our personal lives and things we have to be accountable for. Now, when I say this, I'm not talking about the important things in our lives, but we stop caring about people, places, and things, what they think about us or what they feel about us, because let nothing dictate your destiny and your goal, what you're trying to achieve, whatever that is. I'm talking beyond social media, because when you become one with that higher power, you don't give a damn about stupid, superficial things anymore. And sometimes life will bring aggression into you, but we can harness our aggression without coming off like we're bitter or mad or angry. No, we can always have that higher power help us to channel our aggression or our anger into something positive, because with every negative there's a positive, and that ties into impulses. And if you would like, I've said before, if you would like to check out a podcast I did on, we need to have classes on teaching about impulses, teach classes on impulses. It's something I study a lot, and it takes time. Like I said, it takes patience, and a lot of us, I'm sure, have gotten to this point. But it's a beautiful thing when one loses oneself in that higher power, because once you're wrapped in it, once you're lost in it, there's nothing, no entity, no person, no place can do to you. So stick to what you know, as long as it's righteous and you're reaching out to others with good energy, truth, facts, education, anything that comes from a great place. All the beautiful things that we manifest comes from losing oneself in that higher power. And everything that I'm led by is that higher power. And there's nothing else before that. Now, things that come after that would be, my mom, family, children, those that I'm righteously connected to. And that's why we can't be stopped or stagnant by superficial things that are before us. Just little small things that kind of will try to tap on how we feel and make us feel self-doubt. No, you reflect any kind of self-doubt. We all are on this planet and came to this world. We all have a purpose. It's just a matter of finding out what that purpose is. And everybody's purpose is different. And it's something I always say, we are all individuals. And I think some of us forget that. And this is the higher power speaking. This is not even me. I'm only led by what that higher power universe Mother Nature sends to me. That's what I'm led by. Not by what I hear, not by what I see. I go off strictly spirit and experiences. I will always say that. And something that I've come to realize, a lot of us do resonate, no matter what walk we're on, what religion we believe in. If we're really looking in at the heart and seeing where an individual is really truly coming from, male or female, we will see and feel. We won't see, no, we will feel that higher power within them. Because one thing you hear me say a lot, the spirit don't lie. I don't care who we are. And something I say a lot too, I don't care what you try to hide inside, that higher power will draw it out. And this is for myself too. This is why it's important to be careful of our thoughts and what we feel, and deal with any inner issues that we have. And the higher power will take us higher and higher and higher. And it's something I heard, that's why I say it's good to listen to a great brother or a great sister, because you never know what you will hear that will make you sit back and go, and rethink things, and reevaluate things, within yourself and around you and other brothers and sisters or family or anyone or any place or thing that you come in contact with. And it's something I heard a brother say that, I listen to sometimes. I listen to many brothers and sisters. And that's what we're supposed to do. We don't use each other, but we appreciate each other's good energy and good information. And this is something I heard a brother say. They say if you're listening to a brother or sister, whether it's FaceTiming or you hear a person speak or in life in person, and if you feel discomfort with this person when you hear them speak, then that's something we have to work on. That means that if we have any negative feelings toward, an individual, if we feel that when we are in front of this person, then we need to work on it. Then it's something that's in us and we have to work on it. And sometimes that's not hard to confess to oneself. That's not good to admit to oneself. It's a hard thing to really go within, deep within, and deal with our own little inner issues that we have sometimes. And that shedded a light on a lot of things in my life before now. So now I'm bold with it. I don't care. I deal with any inner issue that I have. And that's why I always try to keep my thoughts as pure as possible. And once we do that and study, and it takes time, it doesn't come easy, and we lose ourselves in that higher power, we're off and running. And may the force be with us. And that force will take us, those that are really, truly, deeply connected, we'll see that force in a lot of things. We'll see it in our lives. We'll see it in individuals that we're connected to. Remember, we got to keep moving. Remember the walk we're on. Remember why we started this walk in the first place. And this is for myself too. This is by advice and examples that I'm giving that I have had to go through and I had to learn. And sometimes you just have to isolate yourself. Isolating yourself is not always a bad thing, because when you in your own lane, there's less traffic, and that's real talk. But it doesn't mean that you don't want to converse with others or be with others. But one has to be led by that higher power before anything. Before anything, lose yourself in that higher power. When you first wake up, remember what I always say, the best thoughts, the best knowledge our downloads from that great Mother Nature and great Creator comes in the morning. Notice it's morning time. That's when it comes. That's when you reflect. When you first wake up, be thankful that we're alive. And that's why I say that's when it's, if you got food, shelter, and your family is okay as they can be, because we all got challenges within our personal lives and our families. So those are the kind of things that we have to keep in our thoughts. Call down protection on our children from that great Creator, for our families, that no matter the differences and the challenges we have in our lives, we still put good energy into each other, that we have the greatest life that we can have. And that's what it's all about. Not stupid debates, not thinking this person or that person is this way or that way. Remember, we lose ourselves in that higher power. He will take care of that. Just keep being the teacher that we are. Keep being inspiring, that inspiring person that we are. Keep being that king that we are, and keep being that queen. And still give out that good energy that higher power has put in all of us. And that's what we have to focus on. Because like many of us say, and I've said in, a couple videos, spiritual warfare, we gotta pinpoint, we gotta pay attention to our psyche, our mental, so we can keep those around us, or keep things or person, place, or thing around us stable. The higher power will expose those that don't have our best intentions. We can't live our life in worry. We have to keep on moving and keep forging forward. And we all have to know our place. The higher power, when it's time for us to make a move or do certain things, that higher power will put us in that position. He have us in certain positions for a reason. And it's not always about missing opportunities or getting opportunities. No, we move when that higher power say move. Like the song, you move, I move. You move and I move. Led by that higher power. It's a beautiful thing. Because losing oneself in that higher power and letting the force be with us makes things more smoother. I told a person yesterday that sometimes when your life is peaceful, it can seem boring almost. And that's not a bad thing. That means it's quiet. You don't have a lot of drama going on. You don't have a lot of conflicts with individuals that have insecurity with themselves, because you too busy focused on that higher power. You are blind in positivity. You have tunnel vision. You have no time for negativity. Like I always say, again, amongst the mistakes and the challenges we have along the way. But it'll come back to full circle when we lose oneself in that higher power. And we must always be led by that higher power in anything, in everything. And that force will be with us. Because a lot of us have experienced this, and a lot of us are doing this. And that's what we have to focus on. That's why we have to be careful what kind of energy we take in from people, places, and things. Stay rooted in what you know in that higher power. Not that we know everything, but what I always say, when we're lost in that higher power, we know what we know, because it comes to us. It comes to us in dreams. It comes in us through different individuals sometimes. It comes through us, and no matter where we are, we see the signs. But those that are open to that higher power, I always say, we have those wow moments all the time. We always got to take those times and meditate, stop and think outside the media and see who we really are, because, like a lot of us say, we can't go off what we see in front of us. And I totally understand that. But that higher power will reveal what we meditate behind closed doors. It will come to the forefront when it's righteous and it's real. So we just have to be led by that higher power, and things will come into fruition. It has to, because that higher power doesn't give us gifts to keep it to ourselves. As long as we're putting it out, even when it seems like no one's listening, but that higher power is listening. And that's what some of us, I ain't gonna say a lot of us now, that's what some of us forget. We get away from that higher power. And that's something I would never, ever let go, and never have. Always been led by that higher power. I might have called it different things. Maybe at one time I used to say God, but I've always been led by that higher power, that greater creator, Mother Nature, the universe, because that higher power will listen when no one else will. And don't worry about, it's not about people seeing your blessings. Just be blessed or blessed, and drown yourself in your blessings, and try our best to share our blessings or blessings with others. It's up to them if they want to receive it. But once you know what you have in your heart and you true to oneself, nothing can stop you. Nothing. because you got that higher power in you and it's about to explode. You know, all of us that are on this walk and that are super, super self-aware and righteously awakened, we have so much desire in us to help and change this world. But it's not always an easy task. Of course, it's not meant to be easy. Like I said on a recent podcast, we have to expect our walk to be a little challenging. That's what shapes us. That's what makes us stronger. That's what gives us more understanding. And the higher power can be beautiful, but our eyes have to be open. Our pineal have to be open, so we can see it in everything, even in the challenging times, even in the discussions we might have, even in the so-called negative times. You will see that when you, like I say, when you lose yourself in that higher power, you will see it in everything, even when others don't. Now, there's a time to act, and there's a time to be silent. And those silence moments will give you solutions. It will show you when to act and when not to, and what to respond to and what not to respond to. Remember, always be led by that higher power, not nothing else. And that will keep you on track and it keep you grounded. And just always say, reflect and think of the things that we have overcame and overcoming. And just keep that in our mind, keep meditating on that, and you be like, wow, I'm sitting up here. You know, sometimes when we're on this walk, things can kind of distract us sometimes and kind of throw us off. And that's when you think of where you were and where you are, and how that great creator, that higher power, has brought you through everything, and you're still going through it. And not going through it, you're getting through it. Now you overstand more because you're not, you don't care what's before you. The force, you are using the force and not human flesh. And this, like I say, this is not easy to arrive at this point. But I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, when you finally do, it is so beautiful and you won't never want to let it go. And it makes you want to do better and better and greater and greater and higher and higher. And that's what that higher power does. And he keeps taking you. He keeps taking you higher and higher, male or female. And he'll never leave us. He'll never leave us. But we got to be real within, deal with our own things, so we won't be blocked from that higher power. So he can keep connecting with us. So that divine or be all through our body and our mind and our spirit. And I'm telling you, stay with it. If you feel a hinkling of the higher power, if you see a little bit of sunlight, keep going forward. Keep stay within it. Don't lose it. And you will see more and more and more as you learn and as we march along on this walk. My soldiers and soldierettes, salute. Because again, spiritual battle. It's all about the mental. It's all about keeping our mind right. And that higher power can help us with this, can help us along. And there's no such thing as weak areas. There are challenging areas. We all have them because we've lived a certain way our whole lives. So, like they say, old habits die hard, but we kill those habits. And how we can kill those habits, ladies and gentlemen, by losing oneself in that higher power. And I call down protection on all of us. May the force be with all of us. When I say all of us, I mean all of us. Even those I haven't met, maybe never met, maybe just talked to online. But remember, this spiritual realm is no joke. When we become righteously connected to those, we still have to watch how we act, even when we're not around them. See, I take this spiritual realm serious. I don't play around with it because that higher power will convict you. And it's something I always say. It's not about floating on no damn cloud. Sometimes that higher power will convict you. And the reason that Mother Nature, the great creator, the universe, convicts us because he sets us, or that force sets us to a higher standard. And it's not about being conceited or being better than no one. But that higher power can't work with someone in a low vibration. We have to be vibing high. That's the only way we'll be able to see or feel that higher power all through our body. And it's a good feeling. And I say all through our body because that's what we want that higher power to do. Because we have those little inner issues that like to hide in our body sometimes. That's why we have to stick to that higher power and let that force just take us to places we never thought we could take our place. Man, but we have to let ourselves go there. We have to let that higher power use us no matter what. We have to stick to it through it all because the higher up we go, remember, a lot of us are not on the same wavelength. Some don't have the same mindset. So, and they're not going to overstand you. And when people haven't worked on themselves or individuals haven't worked on themselves, it can clash with those who have. And, some get there. It took me a while, took some years, took some levels, and I'm still working. But one's in a better place than I ever have. And I'm sure a lot of us have experienced this. We might not be where we want to be, but we damn sure are not where we used to be. And that's what it's all about. And that's where that higher power will take you. And it will keep on taking you. And it's going to convict you. So that's why we can't be sneaky and do little low vibrational things, because it will piss that higher power off. Like I said, the higher power isn't this soft thing. It will convict you. So let that force be with us and keep on marching on, especially those in the baby stages of self-awareness or just beginning on your walk. That's one rule of this walk. Let that higher power use you. And that higher power will take he or she, male or female, brother or sister, soldier or soldierette, salute. It will take you where you need to be. And have your purpose, go to that higher power and find out what your purpose is, as long as it's righteous and it's helping yourself and it's helping others. And you can't lose. You can't lose no matter where you are, no matter what space we think we're in. The higher power will take us to that top of that mountain. And once we get to that top of the mountain, we'll be like, oh, okay, I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. Real talk. I made a song called See Clearly. But like I said, it takes work, takes meditation, it takes isolating, and really getting to know your inner self. And once you get to that, you're off and running, my brothers and sisters. Nothing can stop you. So just stay on this walk. And again, I'll say, may the force be with us and lose oneself in that higher power. And you will never go wrong. I mean this. And that's my thought. That's my real thought. That's my positive thought. So keep on living out there. Keep on lifting. Don't stop. You can't see the blessings if you stop. Like I say, stay with that higher power. And that higher power will stay with us always. And I call down protection for ourselves, from ourselves, so we don't become our own worst enemy. I give honor to my family, my children, their mothers, brothers and sisters all over the world. May you have peace in your part of the world, wherever you are right now. 1.